Police have seemingly sided with Antifa to fight against federal law enforcement. Now, if this isn't the start of Civil War Part 2, these Portland police have seemingly sided with Antifa to fight against federal law enforcement. Now, if this isn't the start of Civil War Part 2, the shootout over in Los Angeles definitely is. But
That
first,
shootout.
the Portland protesters always seemed...
Bro, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Bro's got a pacifier.
Los Angeles
What the
definitely
fuck
is.
That? And you
But
want to be
first-
taken seriously, bro. You've got a fucking pacifier. And this guy over here in a fucking onesie, dude. Like, what? What the fuck is that? What's wrong with these people? How is anyone going to take you? You don't even take yourself seriously. How the hell is anyone supposed to take you serious? Oh, fuck, man. Check out Decoy Voice. He's always made banger videos.
The Portland protesters always seemed confusingly competent facing off against the feds.
Knock the f*** out! You fake Christian! You fake Christian!
But as Nick sorta shows us, it's likely because the local police seemingly helped them build cases against federal agents.
Thank you, man.
So when these activists blasted ICE with bright lights, they were actually able to find protection getting security from Portland PD.
Nice aim! I love that! Whoa! Get the metal! Whoa!
They're hiding behind the sign. And they're running for cover behind Portland police. Oh my god. You've got to be kidding me.
Seriously?
We have no idea. Nobody told us anything. So we're standing there. We don't know what's going on. So it's just like she's literally running behind you guys. And we don't know why she's running.
Nice aim! I love
So that was Portland PD. Okay, I see what's going on. So the ICE facility was shining a light to disperse the crowd, and they ran behind the police department because the police department are currently being told to just stand down from everything because they want to keep their jobs. To be quite frank, I'd be putting in my resignation because fuck that community. If I worked for a community that wouldn't allow me to put out fires, I wouldn't be working there, period. Fuck that. And they ran behind Portland PD, and of course, Portland PD wasn't allowed to do anything because of their government.
Whoa! Get the metal!
I never thought I'd see the time where you have to treat individual states like their own government. That's crazy to me. Damn, it's a good thing we have the federal government.
If the police can't see when federal agents fire pepper balls...
See, that should be a pretty big indicator right there. What kind of mask is that? That's not a painting mask. There's no way, right? Painter's mask. That definitely is. That's a $30 mask.
If the police can't see when federal agents fire pepper balls essentially right at their feet, maybe these guys aren't cut out to be PD. But I somehow...
That's exactly what I'm saying. If you don't understand that they're trying to disperse a crowd and you've got the crowd hiding behind you and you don't understand what's going on, bro, why are you there? You there to eat donuts and sit on your ass all day? Like, what are you doing?
doubt he's actually that dumb, it's more likely the Portland police are just conveniently not noticing when they're assisting these activists. And while playing stupid isn't a civil war, it's definitely where these left-leaning cities are heading. California just signed a bill that bans ICE agents from wearing masks to be enforced by their local people.
You should know that there is no way for them to enforce this because they're not responding to any calls in your ICE facilities. There's no actual way for California to enforce this. They put up signs, but they're not enforcing it. So even if they're there doing it, with the masks on, they're not able to enforce it actively. So,
And over in Illinois, they're thinking about how they can prosecute ICE agents. But who would actually do that? Possibly the illegals Illinois employs as police.
A police officer working in Illinois.
That was a thing. There was an illegal immigrant who was employed as a police officer.
Illinois is an illegal immigrant. He has been living in the U.S. illegally for a decade after his tourist visa expired in 2015.
How have you been living here for 10 years and you had a visa, but you never thought that maybe you should try to get one in 10 years? Like a permanent residency visa. That's crazy.
This isn't the first time they've discovered non-citizen peace officers. And here we go again. Whenever the Democrats deny something is happening, it's always, that thing never happens. You're just fear-mongering. Okay, maybe it happens sometimes, but only very rarely. Until it's finally, yeah, it happens a lot. But here's how it's a good thing. The same way they say the anti-ICE protests are mostly peaceful, only when ignoring the actual attacks activists are enacting on our...
You mean they're mostly peaceful when they're throwing bricks off of an overpass, pinning police officers underneath the overpass? That's peaceful, huh? That's crazy. That's actual insanity.
Agents, as what starts as seemingly harmless, rich liberals instructing individuals to
See, that's the problem. It's all these fucking Nepo babies that live in these gated communities that have their rent paid by their mommies and daddies, that don't have to fucking live with the checks that these people fucking write out. They're not the ones who have to cash it. What I think should happen is that they should use these gated communities to just drop all the illegal immigrants off at, and that way they can stay in all these rich fuckers' homes, and they can understand why it's a bad thing. Because they're not the ones that have to live around the constant cars being broken into, the constant crime that's happening, people killing each other, the fucking loss of jobs and wages because you've got a company that's making a lot more money and able to scrape in a lot more money because they're not paying the illegal immigrants they hire even a fraction of what a normal worker would cost. They're not having to pay for their insurance, and they're using the threat of them being deported constantly over their head if they don't want to work or they feel like they're being their employers being disgruntled towards them. Of course they'd have a problem with this.
Ends up being insanely dangerous actions of people proudly recording themselves impeding in law enforcement.
I don't give a You're gonna shoot a pregnant woman? Yeah, you're gonna shoot a pregnant woman?
See, that's what happened a couple I've seen this story before. You see, whenever a pregnant woman goes around stealing stuff, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm pregnant. You can't do this to me." Well, maybe you shouldn't be stealing stuff because you're pregnant. It's not the, "Oh, I'm doing this thing." It's never the, "Well, maybe you shouldn't be doing this." It's the, "Well, she's pregnant, so it's different." No, fuck that. That's an excuse. That's a cop-out. Fuck that shit. Break the law, get fucked. Seriously.
Yeah? Stop, no, please. He just put a gun on it.
To be quite frank, if that lady was using that car as a battering ram and that ICE officer pulls that gun out and shoots and kills her, I guess there's just two less people in the world. It sucks, but that's just how it is. So, like, think about that. If you tried to run over somebody and you ran over their leg, so you shouldn't shoot them because they have a baby. No, fuck that. It's gonna be my life or it's gonna be yours, motherfucker.
Piece of a man just pointed a gun at a pregnant woman. Right there. I was going through this side. What are you talking about? My son is in the car too.
I honestly think she wants to be attacked, just so she can play the victim and blame.
It's like that one lady that brought the baby into the riots, and they were like, "Oh, they're attacking the baby," and it's like, why the fuck do you have a baby at a fucking protest? What are you doing?
Feds, because she's a terrible mother that probably should be in prison, and we just saw the evidence. How some of them are.
Here's a better one. If you know you got your kids in the car, why you speeding up acting like you gonna hit an ICE agent? A federal agent, by the way, a federal law enforcement. with your kids in the car with your horn blaring, and you can hear the kid in the background.
Woman?
Instructing individuals to track ICE ends
listen to
up
this.
being insanely dangerous.
Someone was saying
actions
stop
of
in the back.
people proudly recording themselves impeding in law enforcement.
I don't give a
That's obviously the husband. You got kids in the car, you pregnant, and you acting like that? Shit. It sounds like the man next to her's got more common sense than she does. And you mad because he pulled a gun out of shit. I'd be pulling my gun out too. You hit me with that fucking car.
You're gonna shoot a pregnant
You better
woman?
make sure that shit counts too. You better make sure it counts, because if I get up,
You're gonna shoot a pregnant woman? Yeah?
Stop,
No,
please.
he just put a gun on it. This piece of a man just pointed a gun at a pregnant woman.
this dumb bitch of a fucking woman who puts her children in danger tried to hit an ICE agent.
There, right there. I was going through this side. What are you talking about? My son is in the car too.
I honestly think she wants to be attacked, just so she can play the victim and blame the feds.
Yep.
Because she's a terrible mother that probably should be in prison, and we just saw the evidence. Now, some of them are getting off with warnings.
They shouldn't be. If you're interfering with this, I feel like it needs to be an immediate arrest and a maximum of 10 years in prison. Straight up. No minimum. Straight to the max. You're impeding with this, and you know what you're doing. You're using your car as a battering ram to intimidate agents or intimidate law enforcement. You need to go to jail. With a minimum sentence of 10 years. Straight up. If you did this in any fucking state, if you did this in Texas, there's a good chance that the cop that you would try to hit would shoot you. How are we even playing these mental gymnastics with these fucking people? Like, seriously, how?
Son unos perros. Son unos perros. Son unos
Oh,
perros.
Follow us, we're gonna arrest you.
Ok, arréstame.
Si síguenos,
Arréstame.
vamos a arrestar.
Arréstame.
Si hace impeding, vamos a
Arréstame,
arrestar.
güey. ¿Tú qué?
I love how...
Ok. Están maltratando mi gente, perros. Están maltratando mi gente, perros.
But that doesn't matter, as just a few days ago in Chicago, it actually resulted in the ramming of ICE vehicles.
Chicago police would remain that bay. Now,
See, that's the
starting-
reason why you got to cut this shit quick. Like, I understand you want to protest and you're angry, but you hurt your cause when you go out and try to hurt agents. Whether they're ICE, whether they're federal agents, whether it's the National Guard, the Marines, or the police department. You hurt your cause when you throw bricks, when you threaten them, when you try to hit them with their car. You hurt your cause. You're inciting violence. And nobody want to be a part of that unless you already crazy. Like nobody, like anyone in their right mind wouldn't be doing that. You can peacefully protest. Stop the violence.
to put themselves in the middle of the, oh God. Protesters are starting to throw rocks. We're going to get away from the scene right now, Judy.
Okay, Michelle, you take care of yourself. I'm going to let...
And this is definitely escalating, as today in Los Angeles, a TikToker allegedly rammed a federal agent and ended up being shot by the cops.
As a
That's
U.S.
what you fucking get. That's what you fucking get. That's what you fucking get. You dumb piece of shit. That's what you get. That's what you get. You should be thankful you're alive, honestly. You want to sit here and play games with your life? Good, you can play games with your life. Nobody else's life. Fuck that shit.
Marshall and an illegal alien were
pisses
both
me
shot
off, bro.
in LA this morning. It was during an immigration operation. Both at this time, we are told, have non-life-threatening injuries. Fox is told that federal agents surrounded and boxed in a target. That target then rammed federal vehicles in an attempt to escape. The feds fired their weapons. One U.S. Marshal was hit.
And you know what's crazy? Is that if that was a police scene and them trying to catch somebody that's running, it wouldn't have even been on the news. It'd have been just another police chase that ended. But nope.
Definitely escalating quickly, as TikTokers just trying to gain internet fame have gone from playing stupid pranks to actually getting shot while committing federal felonies. And what's worse is the media still downplaying the attack. The local ABC affiliate headlines it with "Undocumented immigrant shot by federal agents," and in very small text, "charged with assault on officer," while featuring him getting some award from the city council. KTLA reported it as "federal agent and subject wounded in shooting in South LA," as most of the mainstream reporting is conveniently ignoring how this TikToker assaulted a federal officer with his car and is now facing 8 years in federal prison.
Good.
But by all means, ABC, it's definitely more important
It's the
to
same thing that happened with that Camilla Jackson guy that stabbed that twin. Like, the social media tried to play it off as if like, oh, racial thing. Bro walked up into allegedly walked up into the thing, stabbed him in the chest, in the heart, and his twin had to hold him while he bled out. Like, how the hell can you racially charge that? Come on, guys. They try to like do this mental gymnastic to somehow turn it into something that it's not. It's crazy.
On the general public how he once received an award before getting shot by the cops. I wouldn't be surprised if by tomorrow they start showing photos from his high school graduation, making this about Trump terrorizing the community and not how the left-wing media is causing more immigrants to be shot. As remember in Texas, when that psycho fired rounds into the ICE facility, he only hit immigrants inside, ending one of their lives. Even rewinding 3 months ago,
their tactics in Texas are way different than the tactics that they would use in these other states. It's because they don't fuck around here. They'll fucking kill you. And they don't care. You put the life of somebody who wants to go home to their family in danger, you best fucking believe he's not going to be the only one shooting at you. You're going to have at least 3 other fucking Texans with illegally owned firearms shooting back at you. I promise you. That's why they don't fuck. You haven't heard shit from Texas since this started. Except for a couple wackos doing some assassination attempts. But they have to do it at a distance. And none of them fucking cowards gonna walk up in broad daylight and do that shit. Because they know there's gonna be 3 other motherfuckers aiming right back at them. I always carrying, bro.
Go on the ICE raids outside of Los Angeles, where a legal immigrant was evading authorities and tragically fell to his death.
Because Trump has gone too far. Even for his own support.
But you inciting this and telling them that instead of turning themselves in peacefully, they're literally jumping to their death because you're saying that this is like the Nazis all over again. If you look into the Nazi history, people's rings were taking off of their finger, put into a big pile to melt down for the war effort, and they were gassed. And God only knows they were experimented on. The things that those people went through, they couldn't even put in our history books. And you want to sit here and say it's like the Nazi regime? Fuck you. Learn your fucking history.
When a farm worker who falls to their death during an ICE raid, we know it's gone too far. When masked agents come out of unmarked cars and disappear people, that is intentionally created chaos.
All of this could have been avoided if
what you're doing is an intentionally created chaos. You're intentionally inciting this fear to your community, and they are so goddamn scared they are jumping off of whatever they can to get away because you're saying they're like the Nazi regime, bro. You're crazy.
Democrats simply allowed federal agents into sanctuary city courthouses to make arrests immediately after individuals lose their case. Or at the very least, stop making inflammatory statements against ICE agents, encouraging and rewarding the attacks in the streets, causing more people to get hurt. But they're not about actually protecting these people, they're about villainizing Trump to try to win the next election. And if they gotta start a civil war between the Portland police and the National Guard, they're probably salivating at how
you realize that there's like 3 states. There's like Chicago, LA, and what was it, California. There's 3 states out of 50 There are other blue. I think New York was kind of the same thing. So like 4, maybe like 5 out of 50 states that can't seem to get their shit together. Why? Like, what the fuck?
They can frame this as another reason the orange man is bad. So if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on the tragic status that is...
Bro, W video as always. W video. W video. Great video. Decoy voice always has bangers.